Hello everybody, today we are going to see the concept called exception handling in Java. Okay, let's get into that. Yes, what is an exception? An exception is a problem that is runtime error that arises during the execution of a program. What happens when exception occurs? The normal flow of the program is disrupted and the program or application terminates abnormally. To avoid abnormal termination, we need to handle the exception. What happens when the application or a program terminates abnormally? It means that the application or a program is a failure. Therefore, to handle the exception at runtime, the exception may be anything. So that we have to handle the exception properly so that the program or the application's execution will be flowing normally. Okay, right. Then what are the concept we are going to see inside the exception handling? There are 5 keywords called try, catch, throw, throws, and finally. Let us see what's that. Okay. What is the use of try and catch block? Try catch block in Java is a mechanism to handle exceptions. This ensures that the application continues to run even if an error occurs. Yes, we can make it possible. Even if the error occurs, if we properly handle that error at runtime, the program or application will not stop. It will continue to execute. That is, the code inside the try block is executed, and if any exception occurs, it is then caught by the catch block. See, here is the try catch syntax. See here, this is a try block. It starts with the try keyword, open curly brace, close curly brace. This is a try block, and this is a catch is a keyword. Here, the catch contains a single parameter. One is the name of the exception, and other one is a variable of the type. Okay. And this is the open curly brace and close curly brace, and this is the block of the catch. And what are the code we put inside the try block? Yes, the code that has prone to errors. The code which might create errors, those codings or lines of code should put inside the try block. Then what is catch block? To handle the error. The particular error will be thrown by the try block, and the catch block will catch that error and handles it. And what is the exception name? There are enormous exceptions. There are predefined exceptions. We can also create our own exceptions called user-defined exceptions. Okay. So based upon the particular exception we are giving, the error will be handled. Okay. The code which is prone to exceptions is placed in the try block. When an exception occurs, that exception thrown is handled by the catch block associated with it. The type of the exception that occurred is listed in the catch block. Then the exception is passed to the catch block. Particularly, the type of the error which has occurred in the try block, that particular exception should be handled by the catch block, means that that catch should be available. That exception catch block should be available. Yes, we can see an example, a coding with exception and the same coding without exception. What is the difference we are going to see? It's a simple example. It deals with an exception. Okay. See here, this is the class. The name of the class is without exception. I am having a main method inside that. See, this is a main method. This is the block of code in the main method. Inside the main method, I'm having a single variable called num. It's an array. It's an integer array. See, what is the size of the array here? It is 4. 0, 1, 2, 3. The index starts with 0 and ends with 3 here. Okay, therefore always index starts with 0. Therefore, num of 0 is 11. Num of 1 is 12. Num of 2 is 13 and num of 4 is 14. But num of 3 is 14. But we are trying to access num of 5. Actually, we have only 4 elements, but we are trying to access the 6th element, which is not available in the array. It is an error. Yes, definitely it is an error. Here in this coding, we intentionally make errors, don't confuse so that we can understand the concept. Here we intentionally make errors to understand the concept. And see, what is the last statement here? This is a statement. Is a statement after the error statement. We are going to check whether the statement is going to be executed or the program is going to be abnormally terminate. Okay, yes, see here. Have used the command prompt here. The command prompt for compilation is Java C space file name .java. Since I am not having any error, I am going with the execution part. Okay. Java space and file name. See here, what is the output? Am I getting the output? No, I am getting the error message. I am not getting the output. This is a statement or else some value before that. Since I am having the array index out of bounds exception. What is array index out of bounds exception? It is a default exception. See here, it's a built-in exception. Actually, main java.lang. See, it is giving the error message itself telling that the array index out of bounds exception belongs to the lang package. Okay, array index out of bounds means beyond the array boundary, we are trying to access the elements. There is only 4 elements, but I am trying to access the 6th element. Okay, it is telling the line number. In line number 5, we are having error. It is displaying the error. Line number is 9 here. What is this 5 here? We are trying to access the num of 5, but we are having only num of 0 to num of 3 values. Okay, it's an error. Therefore, the program's execution is abnormally terminated. Now, the same coding we are going to use with the exception handling. Let's see. A class using exception handling. What is that? Yes, exception demo. The same coding I have inserted with try and catch blocks. See here, what is the try blocks work? Code prone to error should be put inside the try block. Yes. Here I have used 2 statements here. Int num is equal to 11, 12, 13, 14. I have defined those things here. And what is the catch block, ma? See here. This is the error coding. I'm intentionally embedding inside the try block. And this is the catch block. What is the exception name? Array index out of bounds exception. And I'm having a variable. It can be anything. Variable means that. Yes, it can be any variable, any alphabets or any group of alphabets. So variable name is E. Okay, because I'm declaring this variable name, I can use anywhere to display the error message. Okay. I'm displaying the error message. Before the error message, I'm displaying as exception thrown : and the error message will be displayed. Okay, execution starts from the main method. After it sees, yes, it's an error. Okay, there's an error in the try block. Immediately it comes to the catch block. Okay, in the catch block, exception thrown will be displayed. And then with the error message. See here, exception thrown : and what is E? E is error message displayed. Okay. Java.lang.array index out of bounds exception : 5 error message displayed. See the last statement. This is a statement is also executed. That means the statements, the errors, after the error statement also, the execution is continuing. So that only for that purpose, we have embedded the last statement. Okay, this is a statement. It is also executed because we have handled the exception. No issues in program flow or program execution. Okay. Now we are going to compare those 2 things so that it will be very easy for you. Okay, see, without exception, okay, the same coding with the exception, you can see the difference here. Main method, I'm having only 3 statements here, just declaring the array, trying to access the element array out of the boundary of the array. We are going to access the element, and therefore I'm going to having the another statement called this is a statement. This is error statement. The second statement is error 1. I'm getting the error here. Same thing here. We have done with try and catch block. See here, this is the output I'm getting. Also, the program execution is not abnormally terminated. Here it is abnormally terminated. Here it is not terminated, just displaying the error and it is continuing the execution of the program. So that we have handled the exception. That is the reason here. Fine. Okay. We know up to this, we know what is try, what is catch. Now, what is finally statement? Yes. Sometimes there may be a situation whether there is an error or not, some part of the statement should be executed, regardless of there is an exception or not in the try block. Okay, at that time we can go for the finally block. Okay, a finally statement must be associated with the try statement, definitely. The try block, whether there is an error or not, that block will be executed is called finally block. Okay. It identifies a block of statement that needs to be executed regardless of whether or not exception occurs within the try block. See this example. The name of the class is finally demo. Inside the main method, I am having the try block and catch block and finally block. Inside the main method, I am having 3 blocks here. Try, catch and finally. And try block, I am having 3 statements. What is the first statement? I'm assigning 10 to A. And the second step, what I'm doing? 25 by A minus 10. 25 by 0, that is infinity. Therefore, it is an arithmetic exception. Okay, what I am doing here? It is an arithmetic exception. Okay, therefore, what happens? Error occurs. Whenever an error occurs, what happens? The try block will throw the error. If it matching catch block is there in the coding, then it will handle that error. Yes, that is a matching catch block called arithmetic exception. Catch block is there. Therefore, it will be handling that exception. I am displaying system.out.println as E, displaying the error. And then what is finally block here, ma? Finally block is always executed. And the rest of the code. See what will be here? The execution start from the, whenever I execute the coding, the execution start from the main method, entering into the try block. The compiler sees the what it sees. It sees the error. Therefore, it just comes to the catch block. Try block, I'm having error. Therefore, it jumps to the catch block. Catch block handles, okay. Then it will display the error message. After the error message, what will be the output here, ma? Error message. Finally, block is always executed. Rest of the code will be the output. Okay, yes, let us see the output here. Yes, see here. I'm compiling the coding. No error, so that I'm executing. Yes, no, a compilation will not get error. Runtime error only is an exception handling. Exception. So that after executing, I'm getting the error message. The program flow is not stopped. It is flowing continuously. Yes. I'm getting the error message. And then finally block is always, yes, I'm getting the error message because of the catch block. After that, finally block is always executed. And then the rest of the statement is also executed. Because we have handled the exception. See here, that's the use of finally block. There is any error or not. See, here I'm giving A, I'm having the value of A as 20 or value having of A as 30. 30 minus 10 is 20. No problem. If it's not 0, no problem. The value of A is 11. 11 minus 10 is 1. There will be no error. At that time also, finally block will be executed. That's the use of finally block. Now we can see the multiple try catch blocks. We can have try inside nested try. Like that we can have. Okay. See here, the name of the file is multi-catch. I'm having outer try block, inner try block. I'm having the arithmetic exception divide by 0. I'm having corresponding catch block for that. And then another try block, inner try block 2. Here I'm outer try block, inner try block 1, inner try block 2. Associated catch blocks also there. First one is what? Arithmetic exception. Second one is what? Null pointer exception. And then this catch exception is for outer try block. And at last, I'm having finally block. So here inside this program, we have one outer try catch blocks, 2 inner try catch blocks, 1 finally block. Oh, can we see what is the output for this? Yes, we can see for that. Okay. See, for the first statement will be printing. My first statement that will be printing is outer try block started. Inside that, inside the try block, I'm having error called arithmetic exception. What is arithmetic exception? Dividing a number by 0. Yeah. Therefore, immediately whenever it says the execution goes to the catch block. What will be printed, ma? Caught arithmetic exception in inner try block and the error message. First, outer try block starter will be executed. Second line will be caught arithmetic exception in inner try catch, and then the particular error message will be displayed. Then going into the try block 2, yes, string S is equal to null. Therefore, S will be having the null. No value will be assigned for string S. But I am trying to find the length. Therefore, it will be, this is an exception called null pointer exception. It will throw the null pointer exception. We are also having the corresponding catch block for that. This message will be displayed caught null pointer exception inner try catch, and then the error message will be displayed. At last, we are going for the catch for the outer catch block, but there is no error in the outer try block. Therefore, nothing will be displayed. Therefore, this statement will be displayed. This statement will be displayed plus error message. This statement plus error message. Here it will not be displayed because there is no outer try block error. There is no error in the outer try block. And at last, finally, block will be executed. Okay, let us check the output. Yes, outer try block started, and the inner try block arithmetic exception is displayed with the error message, and then caught null pointer exception message displayed with the error message, and then the finally block is executed. Okay. And then at last, to summarize, try catch finally summarizing it is JVM starts executing the code inside the try block. If an exception occurs, the remaining coding in the try block is skipped, and the JVM starts looking for the matching catch block. If the matching catch block is found, the code in that block is executed. After the catch block is executed, what happens? The execution control moves it to the finally block. If present, not present doesn't matter. If no matching catch block is not there, it's not found now, what happens? What does the JVM do? What is the exception? JVM will execute the default exception handler. It will display the default exception, but it will be an error. If there is no catch block now, it will be a default, it will be an error. Okay. And then the final block is executed, default exception handler, now it will be having a main node. It may not have, may not be proper exception, but it will display some message. Okay. And then what is the use of final block? The final block is executed after the try catch block, regardless whether there is an error or not. Okay. Thank you.